Thank you. A woman convicted of manslaughter in a deadly 2023 crash will spend more than 6 years in prison. Today, Valerie Palace was sentenced to 77 months in prison, the maximum allowed in Kansas. She was also sentenced to 3 years of supervision after she's released. The crash happened in October of 2023 at 13th and Greenwich. Investigators say that Billy Weininger was getting out of his car to check the damage after another crash and then was hit by Palace. Prosecutors said that she was under the influence of alcohol at the time.